an astonishing performance of both those players. It is the grand finals. Whoever is here is a true professional Starcraft 2 player. At least for today. It comes to consistency, I'd say Gerald has a little lack of that. But nevertheless, it is uThermal fighting for the last map to win the 400 euro main prize pool of Razor Edge Gaming's SC2 Royal Series. But Blazer Gerald is still in his way. Alright. You know what I would like to see? Like, not Gerald going for Gateway Nexus. I would love to see him for a double gateway opening. With a lot of stalkers, forcing the Terran, not taking a CC on the low ground. Make sure he is locked into his own main base for a couple of minutes more. Expand behind this and have stalkers to control all this. You cannot imagine how crazy the damage is if the Terran's CC is halfway through and all of a sudden there's a Stalker in the Zealot coming up and he just has a Reaper, and the best thing for him would be to parlay the Protoss out of the natural, which is usually not working because, you know. Oh yeah, the Zerglings and Zerg and Tyranites. If you played the campaign of Battle Fleet Gothic Armada 2, you certainly realize that the Tyranites are a Zerg. Well, I don't know what copied what, but Zerg and Tyranites are very similar to each other. So that natural here being not harmed in any kind of way. That Reaper is still looking for some decent information on Gerald's main. We have a Twilight Council coming up again. So, and if there's a game to play Dark Templars, my friends, it is now. By the way, it is kind of weird. We had until now we just had Terran Dread. The first SC2 Royal was won by Hero Marine. The second one was won by Clem. If uThermal wins the third one, like, he would be the third Terran to win SC2 Royal. Is that coincidence? That just came to my mind. The Schlappy Hellion. Roasted. Yeah, just getting one probe is enough. Because he got a pretty decent scout off. We have wait. What is that? Charge Zealot all in? Having a shield battery is quite nice versus Banshees. It gives you so much more time to react to it. You're not even forced to have detection by then. Yeah, you're right. Warhammer was like established in the 60s, right? It is like super old. But to be honest, I am not really mad of taking good parts of sci-fi lore from somewhere, because I like the concept of Zerg, and it is something you could really think about. Beautiful kiting here with a Cyclone. Oh, that is going to go down. By the way, the range of Adept is lower than the one of Cyclone, so if uThermal is ballsy enough, you could even take out the last Adept as well. So no more bending. Second is being repaired. Yeah. And shield battery preventing the first couple of dead probes here. At least mitigating a little bit of damage. So not too much happening right here. As I pointed out earlier, could have been worse. This is still fine. So what is better than one cloaked banshee? Two cloaked banshees, and look at this. We even have banshee's speed on the way. Never underestimate the DPS of banshees. One is fine to deal with. Two is pain in the ass. If it gets to 3 or more, don't try getting up any buildings. They are just demolished. And if you try to catch those banshees, those fly away so fast. Like, you have like one chance with blink stalkers to kill those. If they get over your head, if the number's getting too high, and you are stuck on just a couple of stalkers and blinkers on cooldown, for example, you will just see them vanish without the banshees. They will just vanish. Low on HP, but high on DPS. So even those 3 stalkers could be taken out by the banshees if they are microed correctly. But uThermal is not taking on the fight. No, no, no. This is not my personal channel. I'm meant to host this tournament. I'm meant to cast the tournament. And well, I was wishing for a co-cast, but Grant is occupied, and I'm really hesitating of asking Rotterdam or Rifkin. That was a nice pickup, even though losing a Stalker. Wait, did he? Yes, he did. At least picking up one of those banshees. So uThermal not gifted with all those probe kills he got the earlier game. So that might be the first game that Gerald is prepared for what uThermal is playing. 3 bases on both sides. uThermal not with the superior worker count. Building in the 4th already is ballsy. It is a commitment. But if you look at this, like, look at this marine spread. He's not even fighting versus Protoss, versus Zerg. But if Zealots swarm in here, they have a lot to run with. Even not able to surround this tank. So the positioning of uThermal in a defensive position, you don't want to go in here. There's no way you do that. Banshees are on the job again, killing 6-7 probes. Very nice micro by Gerald. Could have done that earlier to prevent a couple of kills. Okay, looks like we are on the edge of seeing Liberators with range. Okay, 3 Banshees. Alright, one is still in the defensive position. Yeah. And finally, there's the time of uThermal moving out. So what are his advantages? 1-1 upgrades? I wouldn't call that an advantage. We have Storm on the side of Gerald, but he needs to be careful not to be off position and not to drop his Warp Prism like it's hot again. Because that was the main issue in the last game. His 4th is finished. He cannot even cancel it anyway. Again, Zealots are swarming in. They will eat those Widow Mines for breakfast. We have 2 High Templars in that Warp Prism. One gets out. Storm is not hitting anything really important. But he needs to be careful not losing that Warp Prism again. But he can drive uThermal off the board for a couple of seconds. But now he's getting Liberator range. And sure, some Liberty pure jury cells. So Liberator count can get out of hand quite easily. If it's 6 or more, you're already in a bad position if you don't own a Stargate and at least a couple of Tempest. Nice feedbacks, so at least Cloak is out of the way. But still 6 dead probes. It needed longer time to pay off, but at this point, those Banshees really did well. uThermal needs to be careful. His army mostly consists out of Marines. So, if there's one bad timing to catch a storm, he might lose half of his army without even looking. I like this drop though. Might be getting spotted. The thing now is, there's just a couple of Liberators, but they have range. So it's way harder for the Stalkers to get rid of them. Right, that was a decent defense. But uThermal is gaining more and more power from time to time. By the way, 2 Banshees harassing Gerald's economy were taken out. I feel like Gerald is just missing observers like crazy. He has 2 of them. He is just missing... He is missing the overview. He does not know how is the army positioned. He does not know where the Liberators are sieged up. He does not know how many Marines are there. He's not trying to make a desperate surround. Nice storm here into those Marauders. Maybe he can cut off those units. But losing the War Prison again. But landing beautiful storms here onto the Marine army. Still losing those High Templars is not recommended. But there's still some around. Also decent trade. I'm surprised. So there is a possibility. Gerald, give me hope. Now make something out of it. It will be very hard for him, to be honest. Frey is super late. He just started this 2-0 upgrade. That's so late. So, Storm is the only main source of damage he has. Nothing else is really capable of dealing with anything the Terran has. We have 10 Liberators with range. And he is eating Widow Mines for breakfast. Liberator Rage. Yeah, that'd be great. They shoot twice as fast. I'd research that any game. Okay. Oh, very nice storms. Baited the army into those storms. And almost STVs are about to go down. Just one survivor makes it out there alive. But that way back, I would have taken another one. This does look expensive for Gerald, but good thing is he killed the base, he killed a lot of SCVs, so maybe there is a chance of fighting back versus uThermal. Those Liberators really pay up for themselves. They zone out Gerald's whole army, and if he's not watching properly, you might lose all of those Archons within split seconds. Guys, if you think Psystorm is OP, be happy that we don't have the Brood War one. Because that was insta-kill everything. Beautiful storm. Right on top of all of those Liberators. War Prison is being engaged. Oh, the whole Protoss army is walking through here. Into the laser woods of uThermal. It's basically just... It's just Liberators. Nothing else. Whole ground army got sent to the scrapyard. So, if there is a time to go for anti-air units, it is now. But Stalker won't do the trick. Stalkers don't do it. Here's a lot of freedom running around. Flying around, I'm sorry. Archons with deflect. Wait, what? I want Archons with blink and storm, please. No, Liberator range didn't got nerfed. Wait a second. Did they? No, it was Liberator range was just moved from the Starport's tech lab to the fusion core, so you can dish out Liberators without being forced to have a tech lab on the Starport to research that. Wow, beautiful EMPs. That is painful to watch, and you don't want to fight with that army actually. What? Why would you? Half of the Archons is missing 150 HP, so to say. Those are just Liberators. But that doesn't mean they're not harmful. This drop is crazy. Free Marine Marauders. It's just 1 minute. They're killing so many probes right now. Gerald was trying desperately to kill this base again. Oh wow. And you see this? Gerald had to commit with all of his units to go back because he couldn't warp in more and he had no units in defensive position. And now by walking back, he gave up the best position to uThermal. The Liberators are in place. You cannot clean this up. With nothing he has, he can do that. Not that the biggest of luck shots you would ever imagine. This is the final position uThermal takes. And now he is just playing around with his food. Poor Gerald. There's no way for him winning this. He might clean up the ground army, but those Liberators are just putting everything in the trash can that has a blue color. Range got nerfed by 1. Alright, sorry. Missed that point somehow. But what we didn't miss is the 4-0 game final. Liquid TLO. Wait, what? Second. Repeat that. Liquid uThermal takes out Gerald in a phenomenal manner without dropping any map to the Protoss from Poland. Yeah, I'm sorry for all the Gerald fans, but that was a grand final. He made a good job getting there. The series versus Clem was astonishingly good. But uThermal, that's a different story. He took 4 maps out of Gerald.